your belief.
Would you like to see the Supreme Court decision saying statutes, policies, and codes are not laws? I have about 10 of them.
No.
Of course not, because you're not interested in the truth. You're not interested in the law of the land. You're interested in this. Another paycheck, right?
Right.
Yeah, he just nodded. He just nodded on camera. He cares more about mammon than he does about universal law.
How many more examples do you guys need to know that cops are not here to serve you or protect you? They're only here for a paycheck. You guys go subscribe to It's Paul Enslaved. Check out this video. Listen to the things that he says in the video. At the end of the video, he gets arrested. But check out exactly what he's talking about. I think you guys are going to appreciate this video.
All these people need to be arrested. Trespassing on our rights to use the people's courthouse. I came here to get celebrity from the celebrity room. And these people are obstructing our right to use the courthouse.
Okay, well, can I ask you guys a question? You guys armed? What? You guys armed?
Even if we were armed, sir, it's lawful to be armed.
That's fine.
You know, this is America. We do have a Second Amendment right. And these individuals want to search us, right? Unlawful search and seizure in order to access a courthouse that everyone pays for. They are public servants and they are armed. So when did public servants get more rights and abilities than the men and women they serve is kind of my question.
Okay. But can you guys answer me this question? Are you guys armed? No? Are you?
I don't answer questions, sir. And like I said, even if I was armed, it's completely lawful to be armed, just like you gentlemen are armed in a public service capacity.
You guys are entering a building, okay, especially a private entity like this.
It's not a private entity.
Okay, well, there's security points. You guys want to go in.
So are you saying this is a private building?
No. There's no law that states that. Show me the law.
Okay.
Are you saying this is a private building?
That's not right there.
That's policy, sir. That's not law. Are you saying this is a private building? Because we have a federal lawsuit that's...
You still have to abide
No, we
by
don't.
their policy.
And who says that? Where does that...
Person, not man and
You got a
woman.
sign up there?
Not man and
Where
woman.
does that come from, sir? Where does the delegation of authority come from, sir? The city of Denver is... The city of Denver is paid for...
The city of Denver, okay?
The city of Denver is a what?
You need to learn.
You need to learn the difference between lawful and legal. There's
So
a
do
difference.
you.
I know the difference.
Okay, so
That's a legal procedure, sir.
Don't go in
Why?
the building.
Why?
Don't go in the building.
So we can't access our courthouse following the law?
That building belongs to the
As
people.
long as you go along with the rules.
No.
If not, you can't just go in there and do whatever you want.
So rules outrank
I'm
the...
not
Try it
causing
and see
harm
what
or loss.
happens.
I will. I'll be here tomorrow. You want to
Whatever
be
you
here?
want, it's
I'll
up
be
to
here
you.
at 10 o'clock.
I just have
You
one
wanna be here?
question.
Wait
I
for
just
me.
have one question.
Wait,
So
I'm
rules
not coming here to
outrank
use
the
the
law of the land, sir. Is that what you're saying?
Policy is according to the
So
building.
policy outranks the law of the
Security
land.
Policy.
This building is paid for by the men and women of
what I
this
said?
this building.
Did you hear
I
what
heard
I
what
said?
you said, but it's unlawful, sir.
Can we just have a conversation?
We could if this man would check his ego.
Talking about
But
it.
you guys are screaming. Let's just calm it down.
Because he's talking over me, sir. He's got a point to prove. He's not interested in the truth and the law of the land. He's interested in policy enforcement. Policy is not law, right? Legal and lawful.
You know more than I.
Yeah, I do.
I don't believe so.
You don't know the law.
What makes you think that you would know more? Because you've done a policy enforcement job for X amount of years. Have you ever actually hit the books and looked at the difference between legal and lawful?
Makes sense when you're talking.
I don't make sense when I'm talking. That's interesting because I have a 30-year sergeant over in that courthouse and another 30-year sergeant, another one who said, thank you for doing the work you're doing. You're getting the other public servants together. So it's interesting how... Prove it. I have it on video, sir. Would you like... I'll give you my YouTube channel. You can check it out. Of course you don't watch YouTube because you're probably watching television. So, oh, fake news.
Ask Sergeant.
Give us more about your bias.
Sergeant Smith. Go check him out.
So what is real news, sir? Tell us for the camera, what is real news,
Ask
sir?
them what they think about us.
This is incredible.
What kind of man they think we are. No, it's not.
Just like YouTube is fake news is a personal opinion.
We're seeing it from observation of how our behavior is.
That's a personal opinion.
So would you like to see the Supreme Court decisions? Would you like to see
Your
the...
idea of what's legal and lawful is a personal opinion.
Would you...
Yes, it is. What's it based on?
Hold on one
Show
second.
me evidence
Hold on one
where you have
second.
to back on your beliefs.
Would you like to see the Supreme Court decision saying statutes, policies, and codes are not laws? I have about 10 of them.
No.
Of course not, because you're not
you don't
interested in the
care about
truth.
the law.
You're not interested in the law of the land. You're interested in this. Another paycheck, right?
Right.
Yeah, he just nodded. He just nodded on camera. He cares more about mammon than he does about universal law and the law of the land.
Okay, so part of the problem is that you guys walked past security and you didn't go through the proper screening.
So where's the law that saes we have
So
to do
if
that?
you listen, just listen to me, okay?
Sure, we're listening,
So
sir.
if you don't abide by the security procedures of the building, you can't enter the building.
And that's why we have a federal lawsuit in the United States
okay,
District Court.
That's great, but the whole thing is that you have to go through the proper channels. So if you have a federal lawsuit, wait till the lawsuit gets...
Well, we still have another matter now that was engaged as of a couple weeks ago from a separate incident. So now we're here to attain the facts and the evidence from where we were told to go, right? So again, policy, procedure, and code statute does not override the law of the land. It is for legal persons who identify as citizens. I am not a citizen in the capacity right now. I am a man, what you are looking at. The law of the land and universal law applies to men. You swore an oath to uphold the Constitution, not to uphold policy and procedure over the Constitution. So it's very simple. They have rules in place that apply to people. Consent to the governed as per the Declaration of Independence. I do not consent to be governed by people who think they have more rights and abilities than the individuals they serve.
Well, that right there, that statement, there's laws that are put in place. Okay.
By who?
It's just by the citizens.
By the citizens.
Yeah, by the citizens.
So citizens make law.
Legislation, yes, makes law.
Legislation.
Legislators make law.
No, legislators make.
Actually, no. God makes law, and legislators interpret the law.
You have to follow the policies and the procedures that are put in place.
Can I have your name, please, sir?
You cannot open carry in the city and county of Denver, right?
Because it's because.
Well, you can. If you get open carry, you cannot open carry here. You will get charged.
Yeah, you'll be charged, but then when we take you to federal court, you'll have to explain how you've overthrown United States law of the land
within the right to carry a firearm, but it has to be concealed.
And who made that law?
You have to do it with the CCW
legislation. And legislation does not make law for men and women. They make policy and procedure for the citizens.
If you carry a firearm openly in this city, you will be charged.
You're carrying a firearm openly in the city? You're carrying a firearm openly in the city.
You want to, man? Police officers. There's a reason why we're carrying.
So you have more rights and abilities than the men and women who pay for your job and who you serve.
Are you going to ask me that stupid question?
It's a perfectly logical question. You have weapons. You just said it's against the law.
So we're given certain rights. We were given certain authority.
Oh, I thought you were given duties, obligations, and responsibilities. But according to you, agent and agency's given rights. Tell me more.
Why are we arguing about this?
You don't know what you're talking about, sir.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're going in a circle.
Of course, because
What's your point?
Sir, if we could get together on personal time, I could show you what I'm trying to talk about. My goal is to have the law upheld rather than policy, procedures, statutes, and codes.
Why do you think we're here?
To enforce policy, clearly, because you just told us you can have weapons and we can't when we're the men and women protected by the Second Amendment.
If you open carry in the city and county of Denver, you will...
The Second Amendment doesn't say open carry, concealed carry. It says a right to bear arms. The same way you're bearing arms. You don't have more rights than the...
No, it's written into law in this city.
You don't have more rights than the men and women who pay for you to work, who you serve. It's very simple. Very simple logic. I know that ego has gotten out of hand because everybody thinks they're here to dominate and control. I'm here because I...
Making money on YouTube, right?
Let's just say that I was. The reason I'm here making money on YouTube is because you won't uphold the rights of the country. You won't uphold the law of the land, sir.
Prevent my case number, my ID. I fill out the form, then they email.
Now we're trespassing on public property. That's interesting. Did the owner tell us to leave?
Case against me.
Of course not. The owner's the men and women who pay for the property. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Trespassing means you were asked to leave by the owner of the building.
Could you stop talking for a second?
Sorry. The city and county of Denver is a what, not a who, sir.
Did you hear what I said?
It's a what, not a who.
You're saying that.
Well, where's the city and county of Denver? I want them to come here and ask me to leave. Are they going to ask me to leave?
That's what we're here for.
Oh, so you're here representing the city and county of Denver. Okay. Well, the city and county is a what? It's paid for by who? The who would be me.
And me.
Right. But you're in public service capacity. You've lost your rights for duties and obligations. Yes, you need to read the regulations. I'll prove it to you with the Supreme Court decisions that you refuse to look at. Maybe you'll find it on MSNBC or Fox News, sir, since YouTube is fake news.
Whatever makes you money, right?
Sure, whatever. Well, no, you're here making money upholding policy over the law. I'm here upholding the law over policy.
I know you're gay.
You don't even know me, sir, so you've made a preconceived determination about who and what I am because you're biased, sir.
About what?
You're not able to think for yourself and to come to an accurate determination of what's taking place. You're biased.
I think that you know what you would really be good at?
Well,
Filibustering.
Filibustering.
Yeah.
Is that with an R?
Do you know what that is?
Is that with an R?
Filibustering.
Oh, okay, filibustering. Why don't you tell me what it is? Why don't you tell me what it is? Look it up. So you don't know what it is. You must have heard that on Fox News or MSNBC.
Because you sound like you're an educated man.
You must. I educated? Maybe.
Look it up then.
I know what filibuster means, sir. It's not applicable to this interaction. This is not a political interaction, sir. This is not a debate. You're incorrect. I have the laws, the case law, the Supreme Court decisions. I even have your code on file as far as what it says and what it determines. You have not read it because you don't care. As you said, you're not interested in hearing the Supreme Court decisions.
I'm not interested in hearing your filibustering.
No, you're not interested in upholding the law of the land, sir. You're interested in upholding policy for a check.
You're just talking without facts.
You're interested in upholding policy, code, and procedure for a check. You're like you projected onto me. You're just here for the money, sir.
You don't have facts, or you'd have them with you right now.
You're just here for the money, sir. Well, I need to have the facts for you to know the law. That's interesting. Well, would you like to give me your information and I will send you the facts? No answer now, you see. We pretend to feign like we care, but really, as long as they're cutting your check and you feel like you're not accountable, you don't care.
You talk over me. You don't even listen. You can't have a
Would you like the facts? You asked for the facts. Would you like them?
I want them right here, right now.
Right here, right now. So
Why
if...
don't you carry it with you?
I guess it was my mistake this time to not carry him with me. But maybe you're right, sir. Maybe going forward I should be more prepared so that I can give you exactly what you need to learn your job that you don't seem to know how to do. So you're right. I should be more prepared to educate and train men and women who are acting as officers who don't know their job. You're absolutely correct, sir.
Yeah, typically what happens is when you get there, they'll be like, this is Exhibit A. So they're going to present that when they get there. So they might not even have...
So everybody's guilty till proven innocent, right?
No, I don't. But that doesn't... I can't speak for anybody else.
We're not guilty till proven innocent, sir.
But
I usually have a firearm.
so
Almost all the time.
Okay, so
But I know the nonsense is that.
why is it?
Because I want to exercise my right to get discovered.
And you can exercise your right, but you got to go through proper.
You can exercise your rights by giving up your rights. That's what he says.
I do not have to
So, okay.
forfeit my right
So when you
to enter the people's courthouse.
Okay, so when you go and you get on a plane,
A plane is a private commercial airline, sir.
the airport's
It's a commercial airline, sir.
the airport's
It's not an applicable. It's not.
for
It's still an overthrow of constitutional law, if you want to be honest, because the public service accommodation does not have a right to overthrow law for policy and procedure. This is all Supreme Court rules, so I don't mean to elevate my voice. I'm just very passionate.
Do you understand that Supreme Court rulings, they work, and the way that you challenge them is in court? That you don't do it in a place like this.
No, the Supreme Court is being challenged here by everyone here. We're upholding the Supreme Court decisions. Everyone here is challenging them by not following them. Supreme Court decisions
So
are...
where does the Supreme Court say that you don't have to go through the building's procedures?
Like I said to this man, you seem like you actually care about the law. If you give me your information, I will send you about 10 or 20 Supreme Court decisions saying statutes, policies, and codes are not laws. They are only for agent and agency, and that only natural law applies to man. That's why the Constitution is codified.
Do you understand how this is going to get challenged, right?
I don't know what that means, sir.
So the way that this is going to get challenged is that you guys are going to get arrested, and then it's going to have to go back.
That's the way it always happens, sir.
And then is that something that you guys want to go through?
No, it's not something we want to go through. It's something you all want to continue to uphold when I have all the evidence, facts, and case law and the federal lawsuit to show that you guys are out of bounds.
Well, that's
it's
fine,
that simple.
You're going to get arrested, and then you're going to have to...
Sir, that's officer discretion. If you believe that policy, procedure, and code overwrites the law of the land and God's law, well, then you will have to sit on the right side or wrong side of history of what you believe.
Sir,
So you think I should wear a mask too, right? Like they arrested me last week for not wearing a mask, and next is vaccination, and next is I lose all my rights. I'm not buying it, sir.
I don't care about masks or vaccination.
Well, yeah, but you will soon when it becomes the law.
They make you do it. Are you going to do it?
No.
So then they'll
I'm
make you.
not- I'm not getting vaccinated.
So they'll make you quit. They'll fire you.
Then I'll get fired.
Okay, well, then you're a man of principles.
But I'm just saying, it's real easy.
It's not easy.
It is.
Because I'm giving up my rights.
No, it's not. To go
You
through
want to give
screening.
up your rights?
To go through screening. is
You're a
gonna be-
man, right?
How is-
Underneath the uniform, you're a man, right?
How is going
Would
through?
do you want to give up your rights?
How is going through a building screening giving up your rights?
It's a search and seizure, sir.
No, it's not.
It's a form of search, sir. You're searching for weapons. You're searching for weapons.
They don't want weapons. They don't want weapons in the
It's lawful to have weapons, sir. We all have a right to bear arms, sir. You're trying to override
You
procedure.
have the right to bear arms, but if it's posted on a building, you cannot bear arms.
In a private building. This is not a private building. This is...
You cannot bear arms.
You can bear arms in Walmart, sir, because Walmart is accessible to the public. Even though it's a privately owned business, it's publicly accessible. Their policy,
If it's posted on the door, you cannot bear arms.
their policy cannot overwrite the law of the land, sir. They're subject to federal lawsuit.
No, if it's posted on the building, you cannot. You can't come in my house with a gun if I tell you.
Your house is private property, sir.
Walmart
It's not public. No, it's not. It's privately owned. It's a public accommodation under the UCC, sir. This is another misunderstanding that the majority of people have.
I've arrested people before.
I'm sure you have because you.
And it went through. It didn't go to the Supreme Court.
Because they didn't take it there. Because they didn't take it there, sir. The majority of people don't have an understanding of the difference between policy, statutes, and codes and the law of the land, which is codified in the Constitution and upheld by the federal courts. These are municipal courts. They're dictatory. They're advisory based on the consent of the governed.
So this is.
And I appreciate you having this dialogue because it shows that you care and you are a real man, unlike some other individuals we have here.
We do have the Constitution, and that gives us a broad spectrum of
Sure.
how the country's supposed to.
And everything is pursuant to that,
That's the
right?
law of the land.
Well, wait. States have the right to govern themselves.
Yeah, it just says.
Do you want the federal government to control absolutely everything that you do?
No, and I also don't want
Go
state
against
governments
federal
either.
law.
Then the states, they're not going against federal law. They're being more stringent. Okay.
That's gone against
No,
federal
no,
law.
it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Sir, it's very simple.
Okay,
Very
so
simple.
like Denver used to say that you can't carry a firearm in your vehicle that's loaded, right? That got challenged in the courts and it got overturned. It was deemed unconstitutional. You have the right to protect yourself, right? They didn't overturn. They didn't overturn that you can open carry in Denver.
Just because they didn't overturn it does not mean it's law, sir. This is all people's
does mean
beliefs.
it's-
This is
no,
beliefs.
it does mean it's law.
None of it is legitimate, sir.
Policy and statute.
No, that's actually a law. That's I can charge you criminally for open
it's a
carry. It's unlawful carry, so I can actually charge you criminally.
But isn't that against the Constitution?
No, it's not, because you have to lawfully go get a CCW. That's your right. You can carry a gun.
You have a right.
We're not
So I
telling
have to
So
pay
you're
for my
legislating
We're
rights.
not telling you.
You're telling me I have to pay for my right. You have to go and get a CCC.
Yeah, it's called commercial. No, but that's an agreement.
Do you have?
You're not given by
Do you
man.
have? Hey,
W-2, W-9 is a contract, sir. Men and women do not have to pay taxes. The first page of the code says taxation is voluntary, sir.
You have to pay. You have to pay to possess an automatic weapon. It's the same thing.
Do you have to pay to possess weapons?
To possess an automatic weapon, yes, I have to pay for a tax.
Because you're an agent and agency, and all statutes, policies, and codes only apply to agent and agency.
If it's owned by the department, yes. If it's owned personally, no. You have to pay for it.
Sir, it's private property. Anything we own that's proper to us is private property. And legislating...
That's been passed through the city and county. It's through the legislator. It actually is a law. I can charge you criminally for it.
But our rights do not come from there. That's where you don't. That's where you miss.
Rights come from God, sir.
No, they come from legislation.
No, they don't, sir. It says in the Constitution...
Where does it say in the Bible that you have the right to possess a firearm?
I'm not quoting the Bible for where I get my laws. However, the Bible does say, trust in the system, however, don't sell your sword.
Okay, but you're telling me right now that it says in the Bible that you can carry a firearm. You keep telling me that we're...
Sir, I'm a man. I have a right to defend myself with whatever means I believe to be necessary. Until you have reason to believe that I'm in the commission of a crime, I'm guilty till proven innocent.
Don't tell me the Bible says that.
I don't need the Bible to say that. My common sense and my conscience.
By God, and that you're a...
God, Bible's not the word of God. That's your interpretation.
No, it's not.
I never said the Bible was the exact word of God. It's the word of prophets 200 years after a man who we have no historicity of.
I'm telling you right now.
That's what he brought up. I don't even know why you came over here, sir. We had a good conversation with this man.
Right now,
Underneath that uniform is a man. Right. You have rights.
Right, but when you're in the uniform, you have more rights and abilities than the men you serve. He says yes. He says yes. He's so
He says we have less.
less. Well, yeah, you have duties, obligations, and responsibilities, and you're trying to project yours onto us. We don't have rights.
So I swore an oath, Umstead, to uphold the Constitution of the United States
Sure.
and the state of Colorado.
Sure, but one comes first and the other comes second. You're putting the cart before the horse, sir. Freedom from search and seizure, Fourth Amendment. Are you upholding that here today? No.
Am I
No.
searching you?
No, you want us to be searched to access to people's courthouse, which is, it's a right to bear arms, sir. It doesn't say, again, you refuse, you're indoctrinated and you're bought into the cult.
You cannot take the gun into the courthouse.
Sure. Like I said, you have municipal revised statute, which is written by men week to week. I have hundreds of year old Supreme Court decisions that are current up until 1960. You're not interested in the truth.
Let's go to the federal courthouse. Plus, I'm going to write up another thing about this woman right here. How she's trespassing upon my rights.
Well, you may as well get all these individuals' names because they're saying right now on record.
Really trespassing.
No, they haven't, but they're saying on record we need to get their dereliction of duty in line because they're saying policy overrides the law of the land. That's an issue.
Did you get his name?
The law of the land is freedom from search and seizure to access to people's property. This is men and the Constitution, sir. The thing you swore to uphold, the Fourth Amendment, sir.
So then say the Constitution. Don't say the law of the land.
The Constitution is the law of the land, sir.
The Constitution is the Constitution.
The Constitution and the Declaration of Independence are the law of this land that are backed by the Supreme Court. They uphold God's law, sir.
Can I tell you something?
I didn't ask you for what you observed, sir. You already gave me an attitude and ego. This man has been respectful, honest, open.
I want to explain to you why I have that.
I don't need you to explain to me anything. Your explaining is enough, sir. I don't need you to explain to me. You're talking down to me. I can combine whatever I want because I'm a man. I'm fluid and dynamic. I'm not bound by the words of other men in this realm, sir. You're not my God, sir.
I didn't say I was.
You want to be. You desperately want to use your firearms and backup to dictate what I will do and won't do based on what other men wrote down. I don't follow the dictates of other men and women in this realm, sir. I have a conscience connected to the Most High.
Why?
Because you have nothing of value to say, sir. I could look at you and read you and tell you have nothing of value to say, sir.
All you're doing is mumbling.
All I'm doing is mumbling, and you're ignoring everything I'm saying because your heart is pumping, but you cannot. Okay, I think we're done here, sir. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate your.
We know our rights.
That's it.
Our rights are not going to be infringed upon.
Let me-
If we
let
have
me-
to be put in a cage, then so be
Okay,
it.
so let me
And then we're going to hold the people that.
And then you're going to give us your house and boat.
In a cage.
Then you're going to give us your house and boat. That's the bottom line.
No.
You think you could do whatever you want to do. You're not interested in the regulations.
threatening me.
No, I'm threatening that any man, not you,
Threatening me.
not you, sir,
You're telling me
any
you're going to take my house.
any man or woman who interferes with our rights, I will take their house and boat.
How are you going to take my house?
I didn't say you. You have not interfered with my rights here
You
today.
come take my house.
Sir, please back away from me. I'm not talking about you personally.
Don't threaten me.
I didn't threaten you, sir. I said in the court of law, in the court of law,
I'm done with you.
in the court of law, listen,
Whoever, I come back here tomorrow.
government's going to take everybody's house and boat soon.
Puts hands on me and puts me in a cage. I will hold that person personally liable as a man in court.
Well, I'm advising you right now.
And there's no qualified immunity there either.
I'm telling you what's going to happen.
If I'm advising you right
And
now.
I'm not threatening anyone.
That's fine.
I'm
If
promising.
I'm advising you. I'm advising you right now. If you come back and you don't go through proper procedures, we're going to be directed to arrest you, and you are going to go to jail.
And if you follow those directives, we're going to take you to federal court as an individual man, not as an agent or agency. You will be held liable for interference of rights.
No, I'm not violating your rights. I'm telling you, you're more than welcome to come and obtain the documents that you want.
Under your condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're our God and our rights come from you, and you're going to dictate with weapons what we do. And this man's going to shake his head because policy and procedure overrides law, and we're the idiots here. We're the idiots. Well, we'll see, sir. When they require you all to have vaccinations en masse and continue to slave everybody up, we'll see how you feel about what we're doing here in about 5 or 10 years. What does that have to do with anything? It's because the corporate entities in this country are overriding law, and everybody's being subject to.
Stop.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you don't want to hear. Every time he goes to interact, he turns away and walks away because he can't handle the truth.
You keep barking at him, dude.
I'm not barking at him. He gave me ego, sir. I would talk to you if you were respectful to me.
I'm trying to talk to
Okay,
you.
sure, no problem. I apologize because
yelling at
no, you have to understand, sir. This is not personal to me and you. I've dealt with this for months and months. I've been put in a cage over and over again for trying to uphold my rights. I have the case law. I have the Supreme Court. I'm tired of it. It's got nothing to do with you. I'm tired of guys with ego and attitude who think that their booklets override my God-given free choice and rights. I'm tired of it.
No, so you're thinking that the laws that we have in place here is trying to infringe on your rights?
Absolutely they are.
Why do you feel that way?
Because we have a Fourth Amendment freedom from search and seizure. Trying to search me to enter the people's courthouse is a violation of my rights. Trying to overthrow the law of the land for policy and procedure.
Why do you think these security measures are in place?
I'm not asking why they're in place. See, this is the jump everyone does. Your feelings don't matter to me.
My feelings.
I have a right to bear arms. I have a right to freedom from search and seizure. Just because everyone's scared and wants to make everyone guilty to prove an innocent does not overthrow my rights.
No, there's a.
I know there's a reason.
In having security.
Sure, but the fine line is our rights. When you cross that fine line, you're wrong. That's why they're called rights, because when you cross them, you're wrong.
So listen, when somebody gets arrested and then they get searched, are we violating their rights?
If they're engaged in a crime which is defined by loss, injury, harm taking place, or a breach of a contract, absolutely not.
So, what? So if you're trespassing, aren't you breaking the law?
No. The owner never asked me to leave here, and I'm not trespassing. I'm refusing to be subjected to...
Why do you think we're here?
You're here because they have a belief that policies, procedures, codes, rules...
Is trespassing a law? Is it a law violation?
If the owner asks you to leave and you refuse to leave, the owner of this building never asked me to leave. The individual who's in legal control asked me to leave, and that's...
Mayor, you're under arrest. Put your hands behind your back.
And what's that for, sir?
Put your hands behind your back.
Man, this guy gets it, but he still got arrested, folks. I guess that means the police don't get it. Go subscribe to It's Paul Enslaved. Let him know San Joaquin sent you guys. Let's bring the court of public opinion over to his channel. I'll see you guys in his comment section. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a wonderful day.
Forget